Hello, my name is Brian Wheeler. For one of my straw mouse because I had a heat incident and I can't talk unless I'm biting down something. Moving on. Okay, this is a little Warhammer model of a Space Marine. You're probably wondering what the heck is Warhammer or this figurine. Uh, Long story short, it's a universe where there's only war. I can get into the list of it and everything. But here's the thing, I'm a newbie, and this is my first time painting these things. So I guess I should start of how I studying this. Okay, I kind of heard about Warhammer stuff before, but the only thing I heard about is like models and miniatures and expensive. But my, uh, my thing wasn't really for that. I was like, I don't care about that. But then my brother was watching a bunch of stuff and hearing all this stuff about Henry Cavill, however you want to say it, talking about Warhammer and everything, and he was like, "Oh, I want to try it." But he's more interested in actually doing the Lord of the Rings thing. He's starting off with the Warhammer 40k, but he really wants to do the Lord of the Rings thing. To be fair, I remember like a store years ago, 20 years ago, having the Lord of the Rings figures, but I don't know what the heck it was. So naturally, I'm like, okay, I'll do it too. And the only reason I'm doing it is not because of Henry Cavill, is because I used to play with these army men as a kid. Because I thought of this the other day. I used to play with the army men, plastic army men growing up. Did all that, thinking of battles and everything like that, and did the same with my Legos and such. So it's just kind of like thinking of this. It's like this is that on steroids. So I was like, okay, all right, I'll do it. But I'm not going to be getting a lot and doing a lot. It's going to take a while to build up to get like 1,000 or 2,000 point army. So I bought the introductory set. It's got alien-looking bug creatures, and the 5 Space Marines. I'm more interested in Space Marines. Listening to all the different chapters and stuff out there, and just thinking, I will go with the Pacific Raptors of the Raven Guard. That's what I'm doing. Now, even though that's what I said I'm doing, I'm going to put my own little spin on them, making my own thing. So, this is me attempting to do this. I have no clue what I'm doing, but that's what I'm doing. What I want to do, I got a couple colors. I probably should have looked up what colors I should need first, but it's fine. Besides the ones that came in the introductory box, I bought an elf green, angel green, and lava orange. Now you're probably wondering, why in the world would you get lava orange when the Raptors are specifically about camouflage and everything like that? That's the main reason I chose the Raptors, because hearing about all these different things and hearing, these are the smart Marines. They actually like using tactics and everything like that. I'm like, those are the ones I'm going to do. Before you ask, the only other ones I would do would probably be the Iron Fist, the ones who are like doing a lot of the fortifications, salamanders, and probably Sisters of Battle, if I did any others. But let's just get one thing first, and this might be the only thing I ever do. As far as army-wise, only collect Raptor stuff. But the one I'm going to do is I want to paint them green, but I'm going to add a little bit of color. And this is where I thought of it, because if I get a big enough thing, I want to add certain colors to them. Like one will be orange, one will have a little bit of orange with them, one will have like a little bit of burgundy with it, others will just a little bit green. And the reason for this is because I want to have them in sections, that way I know which one's which, kind of like separate it in companies. But I'm kind of calling myself, or calling my Raven kind of chapter, like the Autumn Brigade. Why the Autumn Brigade? Because I'm using some fall colors, because one, fall time is my favorite, and two, it's called the Autumn Brigade because your fall is coming. And that's just what I think. So, let's begin with this green thing. Got a bunch of paint, and I got all those other paints in the thing, but I'm not sure I'm going to use any of that. So join me on this adventure, or whatever heck I'm doing. It's going to take a while. Now, I asked the guy at the store today, I also got some brushes here too, about stuff, and I even asked online about everything. They talked extensively about, well, I asked on the Discord, I joined the Discord thing, but he mentioned, there's decals and everything to get. Well, I didn't know about the decals, but someone mentioned online to get, so it's like, oh, okay. But it's actually not so bad that they are kind of dark. You mentioned getting the dark paint primer because things about the Raven Guard, they like doing stealth, being more stealthy and everything, and their armor is black. So that's kind of fun for me because if they're trying to be, stealthy boys, then that makes sense. But for me, I'm just kind of playing them as kind of more tactically smart, tactically efficient, whatever else. So they can have a little bit of black on them. Now these specific ones, I want to make orange, or have some orange on them. I was thinking originally having just green, then orange and burgundy, and I would have yellow for if I did a, because I'm listening to all these, watching all these videos and everything. I was thinking, doing that for the fall color thing, but after thinking about it today, I was thinking, you know what, why not use orange now? Because that would give it some color. Yes, I know, it's probably not going to look good, and these are my first ones, but everyone starts everywhere. Probably should use the black. Unless I want to use that elf green, which is kind of dark. Could use it. No, I use black for the pistols. Because that's what makes sense. Once I'm done painting him green, I'll move on to somebody else. And they can have different levels of green too. I'm actually in the military, if you don't know. It reminds me, when I was on deployment, which I just kind of got back from, when I was on deployment, we had one guy, he was a medic guy. We were playing D&D, because I learned to play that over there. I had this one guy, he played with us for a little bit, and he was painting these figurines for Warhammer and everything. I was like, you brought all that with you? And sure enough, he did. He brought a lot of Warhammer stuff with him. I think he had Centuries? I think by the way it looked, if I remember correctly, it's the same thing that maybe Henry Cavill uses, looking at stuff, I think. When I see him again, I'll ask. Yeah, I don't mind it actually having a black base. That's actually really good. Because again, that adds kind of a stealth fixture. Okay. Get the thing there. I'm saving these other brushes for when I do stuff. I need a little bit more on the hand. And the good thing is I can kind of, I can kind of go backwards. I can make it more detailed, more. The longer it stays on, the more it's kind of like shimmering almost. I'm not sure you can tell. That's nice. Although he kind of, the way the green is reminding me of Halo. I should have looked into what colors there were. I was trying to get the best kind of colors of what it was. I should have did that investigation first. Oh well. Wow, that's actually looking very nice. Wow, that's like glowing almost like green. I'm impressed. Now, what I did know of the hobby or these miniature things, whether it be D&D or anything like that, before I thought of getting into it or doing that, is that there are people who don't necessarily even play the game. I know for a fact there are people who just get these model things just to paint. There's a whole thing of people just wanting to paint stuff like this. Why? I don't know. They're just only interested in the things of painting for whatever reason. I guess it's a therapeutic type thing. So, all right. Now we'll do number 2. I mean, yeah, I know there's the official like stuff and like make sure you paint it this way and all that, but part of the charm, I think, at least to me doing this, is I can paint it however I want. To make it, yeah, I know a homebrew chapter, but you know, for me, I'm mostly looking at the Raptors because it's like it makes sensible being in the military to actually use tactics and actually follow being available on what's around you and everything. Now the question is, what do I do with the orange? How do I? Originally, I was going to mark just like a marking on them to show they were orange on it. But now, oh, there's another piece I need to cut off. Okay. There's another piece right here. I looked at them extensively yesterday, but I guess because I was looking at the other ones. Now, I'm not going to bother painting the bug things because I'm only going to use them for like practice or whatever. So I'm not going to actually use those. I have no interest in the bugs. I know people may like them, but they're not my thing. Get everything, kind of take the paint off, put it back on, make it even. Very detailed. Is this boring? Making a video, just someone painting, or is that, I don't know. Maybe I'll speed it up, that way you don't have to watch everything. Although I'll do the sergeant next, that way you can see what the sergeant looks like. Now the Marines came with some extra pieces, so there's that too. I should make sure that when... Alright, now Sergeant looks like this. Got a knife and everything. Now he doesn't have a thing for his head. I think I had some extra pieces. I think I could switch it so that he could have a helmet, but I'll just stick it with like what this is. Actually, I can't complain about this because I've been trying to learn the draw. Before I get back to that other question. I've been trying to learn the draw. I know I haven't posted anything in a long time because doing deployment stuff, been busy. Gonna have to get back to it. I got a new sketch pad and some other things to do, so I can try to work on my drawing because I'm actually trying to do that for future ideas of the book, my books and stuff I want to do. So, in a way, maybe this goes along with it. Thinking of detail and everything like that. So actually, maybe this is actually a good idea for me. Trying to be persistent with details. I know it's kind of runny. Okay. But what is your favorite chapter and why do you like them? I can see a lot of things with, what's his name, Ricky? That's just his foot, okay. His name Bricky or something. Doing stuff a lot with the things. I don't really see a lot of Raven. See a lot of the sisters. See a lot of the Thousand Suns, the bugs, the some orcs, plenty of Space Marines, but mostly the Ultramarines, Wolves, Thousand Suns. So. Alright, so that's kind of how he's coming out so far. That's kind of good. But I'll show you the rest. I'll do the next two and then I'll show you what the next process I would do will be.
A few moments later.
Okay, it's a little bit later. Doing some other things. Paint is pretty much dried. The only thing I did extra off screen was I painted the guns black. Now, I did do a little orange for his eye, but this other side, I don't know why. Maybe it's too much of the primer? I don't know. Guessing too much primer, I'm not sure, but it's like not showing too well. Oh, maybe this model just has a weird head. I just call them battle damaged for some reason. Alright, so and try with a very tiny paintbrush. Try to get more orange. I think I applied too much, actually. Because don't need this dead. Don't need that much. Yeah, I'll make that guy battle damaged. Okay. So. Doot, doot. Hey, too far. That's fine. Probably put black on that one's face. That way it's. Can't really see this one. I don't know if it's because of the primer or maybe just the way the model is. His face is kind of like jacked up. Might be due to the primer paint, but it looks like it was kind of that way coming out of the box. So, to counteract that, I'll just make it that his helmet's kind of battle damaged or something. I mean, that makes sense, right? Makes sense to me. Why not use what I'm given? Supposedly these guys will fanatical and always will fight, so why not make it so that he's fanatical? Do you want to paint before you put them together, or do you paint, well, during, while you put them together like what I'm doing? That's an interesting question. I guess that depends on your type preference. Gray. That's because it's got that ribbon thing on it. I need to paint it orange or so, since I got orange. Perfect. Alright, now let that hold off again. Alrighty, so it's day 2 of me doing this. I did some things off screen because I didn't want to do a whole waste all your time just do everything. Then again, people may like that. I'm going to show this in the Sergeant, I guess. Again, I'm still beginning, so this is what one looks like. I know the chest thing with the orange isn't that impressive. I could probably repaint it green and maybe go orange, but then again, maybe I could keep it that way. You're probably wondering why am I painting it a little bit orange? Because even though I'm following kind of a Raptor-esque thing where they're trying to keep camouflage, so I don't have to worry about putting anything on the sides, or anything like that. I wanted to do a little bit of color more for my sake. That way I can kind of distinguish who each kind of thing is. Thing is, I gotta get some paint for this guy's head. Doesn't look. I mean, even though it's green, it's like, he needs some color to his face or something. Now, which one was it? It was not that guy. Well, it is this guy. All right. So this particular model, I don't know if it was the primer or something, but on the sides of their helmet, like this one and I think another one, you can't really see the eye hole or whatever. I mean, because the other side is orange, but their side is just kind of like, I guess it's kind of like a little bit deformed or something. I don't know if it was the primer or just that's the way it came. So because of that, because it looks kind of bad, my mental thought is I just kind of put a little bit of orange, a little bit of black in it. and it's just to kind of for me to be like, oh, it's just battle damage, and he's fighting on despite it. So it actually looks kind of good considering. I have to say the guns actually came out really well, to me at least. I mean, when initially the paint is going through, it's not. Once it dries, it actually looks awesome. So I know I should probably put something on the base, but I don't know, do I need to do stuff on the base? I don't know. I guess I need to get some emblems like on the sides or whatever like that to show like, yeah, they're, you know, like the Raptors or whatever like that. But if they're all about camouflage and everything, maybe they don't even need it, because why show what unit you're part of or anything like that? Because I had that idea as well, because you don't always want to show who you're part of and everything. All right, well, do a little bit more touch up, I guess, and we shall continue. So let's get a little bit more of the orange, because even though I was kind of doing the heads, they're not exactly painted well. Okay, little brush. Okay, just mostly doing the head. No, get off. Okay, that's fine. Just making the orange more makes sense. One of these days, I guess I'll have someone actually show me what I'm doing or what to do. No, he doesn't have orange. He has brown on his head. He's the sergeant. Just trying to make it look a little bit cleaner or so. And again, I don't know. Oh yeah, this is the other one that had his face kind of messed up. It kind of looks kind of cool when it's kind of blood like that. Okay, I know I need to get the sergeant black eyes technically for his thing that he had, because they have black eyes accordingly in that Raven Guard Legion. So I'll do that for the sergeant real quick. Okay. I'll show a little bit more of the sergeant. How the sword kind of looks and everything. Yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. So there's a little bit of stuff on the shoulder that needs to come off. But I don't know if that's the paint from before or if that's the clip stuff. Where is it? Where's the clipper things? What did I do with them? Don't know what happened to them, so I shall improvise. Yeah, kind of looks like battle scars anyway. That works. It doesn't always have to be perfect. I mean, if you're talking about these guys with armor that are so ragtag and beat up and stuff all the time, then kind of makes sense that it has some sort of marks and stuff in it. So, a little bit more detail to his face. Try to paint his hair brown, but I don't know. Should I do the shoulder pads, make them orange, or just keep them green? Because I like it kind of plain with the exception of a little bit of color of the belt and everything else. So, I don't know. Ideas. So, I'll basically say that's it for now until I get maybe things to put on them, but I don't know if I want to put emblems on them. Would it really matter to have emblems? Because if the whole idea of being camouflage, you don't necessarily show and everything. So I don't know. One hand, I may want to keep them plain because besides the color, which the color is more for my benefit, but I don't know. One hand, you can see it being on. The other hand, no. Well, for now, I'll call it for this for now. But that's Sergeant, Trooper 1, Trooper 2. I know they look a lot bigger than what it is, but this is how small it is. It's just because you have it close towards the camera. Maybe one day I'll get a better camera and stuff again. I suppose just relying on my computer, but that's okay. Probably should if I'm going to continue doing this. Have a full detail. Maybe use my phone in the future. Alrighty, well, I gotta find what I did with those clippers, but thank you for watching, and I know, just leave tips. Actually, yeah, leave painting tips of what I'm supposed to be doing, because I'm clueless. Alright, well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one whenever I get more and try to paint and stuff. So, see you in the next one. Goodbye.